Oh, he put it up. Hey, everybody. We are live on Professor and Friends and Bats Off-Road with Oscar Mike. Thank you for Hey, it's time to turn off the video, put it on photo.
Emotional, damn it!
You know,
what's happening?
I hate that when you go to take a selfie and it's on video. Gets me every time. Gets me every time. Oh man, how are you guys doing this evening on this fine Taco Tuesday?
Heck yeah, doing good.
Well, we got Tony from Bats Off-Road, co-host. I appreciate you being here, and Dakota and Jared from Oscar Mike Overland. Thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. Both bought new houses, both about to move, and yet they're sitting here with us instead of packing up. So I'm excited about that. Tony, how you doing?
I'm good, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm doing good. Yep.
Did you do any work on your trailer or anything this weekend? What'd you do?
This weekend?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I went camping.
That's right, you went camping.
I went camping, man.
Well,
I had a ball.
Yeah, it was, there was a threat of some bad weather up in north central Arkansas. And so we were kind of dreading the natural state bonfire, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Bill's beautiful weekend ever. Rained a little bit on Friday night. I didn't get to experience that. I didn't get to camp because we have this stupid event in my city called Toad Suck. And I had to work security at Toad Suck, and it sucked. But anyway, it was good to get up there on Saturday and see everybody and do some cooking. The lady-owned Toyotas brought 15 steaks.
The steaks are so good, dude.
They provided the steaks. He said, "I'll bring the steaks if you cook them." I'm in. So I still got a burn on my thumb right there because my tongs weren't long enough. But anyway, I survived. It was good. I was finally able to set all my stuff up. And everything worked, and I was glad of that. But anyway, it was a good weekend. Had a good weekend.
It was good.
Excited. But anyway, we have got Dakota and Jared from Oscar Mike Overland on here. I remember going to More Expo, I believe it was last year, 2021, in the snowpocalypse. And I remember being outside and, seeing what was going on out there. Doing some videoing for More Expo and stuff, and all these rigs that had Oscar Mike Overland roll through. There was like 4 or 5 of them, and I was like, "What in the world is that? I've never heard of them before." And they looked all official and stuff, and I was like, "Man, this is cool." So I want you guys to introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about who you are, and a little bit about Oscar Mike Overland. So Dakota, you go first.
All right. So I'm Dakota Ogden. I am the president and founder of Oscar Mike Overland. And we are a nonprofit. We're a 501c3, and we take veterans camping and off-roading all across the Midwest. It's our mission to just help veterans and get them outdoors, let them have some fun and just hang out with them and build a relationship, become friends with them. We just want to help the veterans.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Jared.
My name is Jared Cook, and I'm the treasurer and also one of the founding members of Oscar Mike Overland.
Awesome. Now tell us, because this is what interests me, and I don't know the true answer to this question. What does Oscar Mike mean?
So contrary to popular belief, it is not my name. I get called Oscar. I get called Oscar all the time, or somebody at an expo will come up to me and go,
Yes.
Are you Oscar? Like, who's Oscar? Is he Oscar? Is that Mike? Or I'll get an email. Hello, Oscar. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
I have a confession. Last year when I met you guys at Big Iron the first time, I had heard Oscar Mike who you were, and whenever you rolled up there, in my mind, I was thinking, there's Oscar Mike. And then I got the opportunity to meet Jared, and he explained, everybody, and I got to meet you guys, and so yeah, I was one of those guys.
So Oscar Mike is the military phonetic term for on the move. So if you ever heard the term word Oscar Mike, or something in regards to Oscar Mike, it means on the move. So it's kind of a wordplay for us. It's our goal, it's our mission to get veterans on the move. Genius.
Yep. I love it.
Nathan,
now, I have a lot of respect for you guys for doing this. I've done some work with We Are the 22, and done some work with some other organizations that help the veterans out, and love actually what they do. Tony's actually sporting their shirt right now.
Yep.
And I tell you, if you don't know what that means right there, 21 veterans a day, is that right? Commit suicide?
22.
That's right. So that's what that 22 means. So that's a really good organization, and you guys take a little spin off of that and actually take them out, get them out doing something, because a lot of the times they go out, they fight, they build camaraderie with their guys, they come home, they lose that camaraderie, they go into depression, and then they end up taking their lives. And y'all are doing a great thing with that. So lots of kudos to you for that. Now, we are Mason Berry from Blue Line Overland is with us. Nathan Anderson, appreciate you guys being here. Now, you guys, I have lived with Jared for a few days, but this is my first time actually meeting Dakota, not Oscar Mike, Dakota. Yeah. And this is the way that we usually meet during the COVID area, because we meet, virtually instead of in person. Mm-hmm. But we have this little thing where we have started where we want to get to know you guys a little better. So I have some questions for you, but this is our new segment called
Who Are You? 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 I really want to know.
Okay, so we're going to play a little game. I've got a few questions for you. They are camping overland related. Okay. So that way we will know you in an overlanding way, and not like, we're not going to dig into your personal lives or anything like that, because we leave that at home. But if I'm going to ask you a question, you give me a short answer, and that way at the end of this, we'll feel like we've known each other forever. I can just feel it. So, first question: what is your favorite camp meal?
Is this going to me or Jared first?
Go ahead. You're the president. President has to go first.
Favorite camp meal has got to be ribeye and diced potatoes on cast iron.
On cast iron. Oh, you're preaching my language.
Yes.
Preaching my language. Yes. I love it. Jared.
Mine would have to be tacos and then Dutch oven peach cobbler.
Ooh,
Riley makes a mean cobbler.
Yep.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, I can make one of them myself.
Yes, you can. Anytime you want to, buddy. Anytime.
Appreciate that. All right, question number 2. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
America.
Boom, America. Specifically in America, where would you live if you could live anywhere?
Oh, it would have to be probably Arizona.
Okay.
Mostly because of the weather.
Yeah.
I hate the cold, and
no cold, always sunny, never rains. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'm torn between two different places.
Okay.
It kind of have to be Utah area or like the Florida area.
Okay. That's two extremes. You're going no humidity and massive humidity. So
it's true.
Yeah. So, in Arkansas, we live and die by the humidity. So that's all I can think about when I think about where I want to live. And and my dream place is as far away from humidity as I can possibly get. So
yes,
unless it's in California, not living there. Question number 3: if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Oh God. I wish I was better at speaking to people.
You seem pretty good to me.
Well, so
you've done a couple podcasts now, so you're like an old hand. I mean, you're getting better.
Can I give a really quick story on this?
Come on. We got plenty of time.
Okay. Last year at More 2021, this is an absolute true story. So Chelsea Edens with CBI Off-Road came to our booth. Somebody had gone over there and told them about what we're doing and our mission, and she loved it. And they wanted to come over and sponsor us. So here comes Chelsea Edens with CBI. And she comes over, and I'm with Jordan, and we're sitting there talking, and she introduces herself. And I got so nervous, and I have a little bit of a speech impediment. I stutter sometimes. I got so nervous, I froze, and I just said, and then I said, my name is Jordan. And my name's not Jordan. Jordan was standing next to me, and Jordan looks at me with this one eye, one eyebrow up, one eyebrow down. And he's like, no, I'm Jordan. This is Dakota. I don't know what drugs he's on, but so really embarrassing.
It would have been better if he had said, I'm Jordan. This is Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I just get a little nervous, and I don't know how to use my mouth.
I understand.
Yeah.
What about
you,
Jared?
I hear you, buddy.
I would probably have to say my height.
I'm with you, man. Short people problems. I have to carry a stool or ladder everywhere I go.
Oh my God.
I can't do anything. Can't reach anything.
We're gonna have to have a stool in our new kitchen and everything because of some of the cabinets. Me or Kayla won't be able to reach them.
Just take some Viagra. You'll get taller.
That's just my neck bend.
Oh my goodness, that's killing me. That's killing me.
Man.
Okay, what is your question number 4? What is your biggest fear or phobia?
Oh, Jared, you go first.
Honestly, it's actually getting up in front of a lot of people and speaking. Like with the radio shows and everything, all you see is just 3 people on the screen besides yourself. But it's like actually getting up in front of 200 to 300 people and speaking. Although I get up in front of weddings with 50 to 100 people, 50 to 100 people and speak in front of that. But yeah.
For me, I'm not crazy about heights.
Oh.
Definitely not crazy about heights.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, heights isn't a big deal for me, but edges are a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
I've stayed in a hotel in the Philippines. We were on the 38th floor, and we had a balcony, and that freaked me out a little bit when I could look straight down. I didn't like that. But my dad's worse. He wouldn't even come out on the balcony. So, okay, last question. If you could choose to be anyone for a day, who would it be?
Oh, goodness gracious.
That's a big one.
God, anybody?
Anybody. Who could you be?
Dead or alive?
Sure, why not?
Oh, my goodness. That's a really, really tough question. If I could be one person for a day, I don't even know.
Who would you say, Jared, while he's thinking?
So I have a little bit of a funny one and then a serious one. So my funny one would be Mason Berry.
The majestic bearded one.
Oh my gosh, that is a funny one.
Just because of all the compassion and then basically heart he has into everything that he does.
Yeah,
and you'd be taller.
And you would be taller.
That's true. And then I would also kind of live down in the Ozarks.
Yeah, true. Now, what's your serious one then?
It would actually be my dad.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. That's cool. That's cool.
All right. If I could be anyone, this is going to sound weird, but Max Verstappen.
I've heard that name before.
He's a Formula One driver.
He's a Formula One driver for Red Bull. And I have this wild dream. I would love to drive an F1 car one day. So if I could do it, I'd be Max. He's a badass driver, and it'd be awesome to be able to drive a F1 car.
He also has like a contract to like 2033 too.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time. He must be really good.
He is.
Is he German?
I don't know what he is.
Verstappen?
Verstappen.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I don't know.
That
Well,
would be fun.
Anyway, thank you guys for playing Who Are You? We appreciate you putting yourselves out there and opening up to us. I feel like I'm your counselor now. So I feel like we know you that much better. For those of us who are on the show or joining us right now, we put ourselves out there. That's what we do. But anyway, well, we want to get into Oscar Mike and talk about what you do and the reason that you do it. But first, we want to take just a few minutes. We're going to take a break and talk about our sponsors. Thank you.
It's now time for the Sponsor Spotlight, talking about all the products, services, events, and businesses that we use and love. Here we go.
Tony, you want to tell them about our sponsor spotlight of the evening? I can't see that. It's too small.
Big Iron Overland Rally.
Big Iron Overland Rally.
Big Iron. Brought to you by the one and only Chris Holloway. The Big Iron Overland Rally is held in West Mineral, Kansas at the Big Brutus, June 10th through the 12th this year. He is now on the National Register of Historic Places. Big Brutus can be seen on the horizon from miles away. He is 16 stories tall and weighs 11 million pounds. Cost $6.5 million in 1965, and one shovelful can fill 3 railroad cars. He moves at 0.22 miles per hour. So that's the Big Brutus. But this event that's held there, the Big Iron Overland Rally, is basically a big festival, music, all of our people getting together and just having a great time.
Yeah. And I believe that the Oscar Mike has something special that you do there that you started as a tradition last year. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I'll let Dakota answer that one.
Yeah.
Oh. Are we talking about the Big Bucket Boys?
The Big Bucket Boys.
Yes.
What happens in the bucket stays in the bucket?
Yeah, except the noise.
The noise does not stay in the bucket.
Yeah, last year
it is a time as late as possible where everybody gets together and sings as loud as they possibly can. The key that you're in does not matter.
No.
That's irrelevant.
Keys are
It's
irrelevant.
just the volume is
Yeah.
what matters. So, yeah, it
if
was
you
amazing.
want to camp in peace at Big Iron, don't camp next to Brutus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
so
That's true. So I'm glad you guys are going to be there. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Just real quick, Adam Johnson Band is a headliner, and the lineup is going to be announced pretty soon, so be looking for that.
Yeah, there is still limited tickets and camping available. This event will sell out, so go to BigIronOverlandRally.com and register today. Chris has got together. I'm pretty sure that he has finalized all the stage acts that are going to be there. Last year, they blew us away. It was everything from a one-man band to late night on Saturday with some of the coolest music I've ever heard. I mean, they just rocked the house. It was so good.
Yeah.
And hopefully the weather will be good this year and they can actually perform at and on Big Brutus where the actual stage is. They had to move it last year because of the threat of rain, but fun time. Just a all-out fun time. It's almost like a Bonnaroo of overlanding.
Right.
So it's a really cool time, really cool place. I believe Chris has really stepped up his game this year when it comes to the band. So pretty excited about that. So check it out, BigIronOverlandRally.com and get to going. It's going to be fun. West Mineral, Kansas. 0.22 miles an hour.
0.22 miles per hour.
That's about how fast I move in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's slow.
It's
kind of slow as a turtle.
I operate an excavator every single day, and I could not imagine having to go at 1/4 mile an hour everywhere in that thing.
I'm guessing that you would have to have a lot of patience.
It's a good thing I get paid by the hour. I mean,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah. And, you know, back then when they ran it, it wasn't like the guy could like set it in a direction and play, you know, Candy Crush on his phone for the next hour until he made it the next 100 feet.
Right.
He was just sitting there looking around. You know, that's all you got to do. That's all you can do is look around. But man,
Yeah.
it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Well, hey, talking about Oscar Mike Overland, tell us about the organization, your mission in offering support to veterans.
So it's our goal to get veterans on the move. You know, we want to get them Oscar Mike. We want to help them out. So we take them camping and off-roading all across the Midwest. We just want to sacrifice some of our time for all the time that they sacrifice for us. And so we're slowly growing, and we just added a couple awesome guys to our team to help us out. We just started our Facebook group, Oscar Mike Overland Community, to help get some volunteers from different locations and help out with events and help events, you know, start. If guys want to say, hey, I'm free, you know, this weekend and, you know, whatever, and want to go down Ozark National Forest, but I don't know anything about it, you can hop on there and we'll try to get you some intel or set up an event and go down there. We really, I mean, it's really just our mission to help veterans and raise awareness of veteran suicide and the issues that they face when they are leaving the service and, you know, returning back to the normal world. It's not normal for them. It's normal for us, but they've been on a certain, you know, regime for so long that that becomes their way of life. So when they're reintegrating into society as civilian veterans, it can be difficult. So we just want to provide an outlet for these guys who have done so much for us. We just want to provide an outlet for them to relax, take some time off from maybe their stressful home life or stressful work life, or, you know, whatever it is that they've got going on. We just want to help these guys out, hang out with them, bullshit with them, hang out around a campfire, drink some beer, you know, just a super chilled, relaxed environment.
Now, do they take their own rigs or do they hop in with you? How does that work?
So it kind of just depends. So we have some guys that have their own rigs, but we have people interested that don't have a rig or don't have experience doing, you know, camping or off-roading or overlanding. So we try to provide them with an experience that's best fit for what they currently have. So, you know, if someone has no experience overlanding, but they love, or no experience off-roading, but they love camping, we try to coordinate an event that's suited for them, that's more camping based than it is, you know, off-road based. So you don't necessarily have to have a rig to go on a trip with us. We also try to open up whatever seats we can in our rigs of the guys that come with us. We just try to open up our seats to them and let them come hang out with us and ride with us and get an experience, and they can even drive our vehicles and gain some, you know, experience doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And whether it's a one-day trip or a multiple-day trip, camping, fish, even down to fishing or hiking or overlanding, like, we're wanting to do our part to get veterans out of the house and on the move.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we've already got some people who are saying that they'd be willing to volunteer to help you out. And Rick has said, I personally have 700 acres where we can wheel shoot and whatever. So that's pretty cool. So
we can run naked, and I mean, whatever.
That's the whole reason we do shows like this, is to open this up to more opportunities for guys like you that are out there doing good things for good people. So tell us what a normal outing would be, a normal adventure would be from start to finish. You plan a trip, how many days is it, and what do you do when you're out there?
So we try to plan an array of different events, like Jared just said, anywhere from like 1 to 3 days. I mean, Jordan and I last March or February, I think, we drove all the way down to Padre Island, and Laud, who's in the chat right now, I saw him. He actually met us down there. I think we were just south of Dallas. We met at some badass lake down there that he had coordinated us to go to and sent me the GPS coordinates. It was like a halfway point between Kansas City and Padre. So we got to hang out with Laud down there. But that was ended up being like a 7 or 8 day trip. Jordan and I, and then we ended up camping at like mile marker 50 something on North Padre, the non-party island side.
Non-party island, yeah.
That's North Padre. I think South Padre is the party one, but yeah.
It's so crazy. I hadn't even met you guys yet, and we were there on Padre when you guys were there for spring break, and it was just like we're just passing.
Tony was on the party side. That's he had.
Yeah, so that ended up being like a 7-day trip, and we met with a couple solid guys down there. The guys from Exile 4x4 and Overland Productions, and they took us down there, and we ended up going like shark fishing. There's a veteran that runs a shark fishing outfit down there, and we ended up meeting with them and hanging out with a couple vets for a few days on the beach. But our trips really vary. I mean, we are pretty flexible. We can do 1-day trips, 3-day trips, 7-day trips. It really just kind of depends on the availability of the participant and ourselves. We all work full-time jobs. So, Oscar Mike is 100% volunteer. None of us are getting paid to do this. So we got to support, this somehow. But we provide a variety of different experiences. Like I said, whether it's 1 days or 3 days, we might just do a day trip down to Tuttle Creek and just go off-roading for the day and feed everyone and hang out with them. Or we might do a 3-day trip, down to Ozark National Forest. And I've got some badass camp spots down there, some really cool trails.
That's even like last year with our trip that was to Tuttle Creek and everything with Midland sponsored that. And we ended up having 6 veterans out with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the veterans ended up inviting us to like his family's one of his family members' birthday dinners that night and everything. Like after we wheeled with him all day long and everything.
Yeah.
That's
like
cool.
He said, "Hey, just come with me. We'll go to a party."
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I want to highlight something that you said, Dakota, because we live in a day now where everything is where a lot of people are, so many of us are self-centered, and it's all about doing stuff for the almighty dollar. And you said that all of you have full-time jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make any money off this. It's a full volunteer organization. And with so many organizations that are out there that take advantage of trying to give people to give money to their organization because they have veteran in their name, that is very admirable of y'all, and shows your genuineness and your character for really wanting to get out there and help these guys, because you're giving away your time, you're taking vacation to do this. And when somebody comes on to sponsor you, like you said, the CBI sponsored you, so you are a nonprofit organization, you do take outside funds to help fund these trips. You're not sticking that money in your pocket. That is going to directly to help these veterans get out there and create a better life for themselves. So I would definitely want to point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have 2 veterans on the board. So, there's never any question about what we're doing or, where the money's going. We have a budget right now to help almost 30 veterans this year and take them out on different trips and do different things. And we hope next year we can double that and do more trips and sacrifice more time, based on our sponsors and, our funding from third parties and companies and private people, that want to help us help the veterans.
That's awesome. So how do you go about getting the word out there to these veterans that this is available?
Well,
So
go ahead, Jared.
I can handle this. On our website and everything, in the top right corner, there's going to be a button that says Take Action. And once you click on that, there will be a form for veterans to fill out and everything. It'll basically ask you just some generic questions and everything of like what branch of the military you served in and your unit. And then it also kind of asks you what type of trips you're looking for. And then basically that sends an email to Dakota and I, and it kind of lets us know that a new veteran's interested. And then that helps us kind of plan events for that.
Okay. Very cool. Now, location, does it matter? Y'all are pretty well centrally located around the Midwest. So is that where you typically do your events?
I think that's where the majority of our events are happening now and have happened in the past. For this year's schedule, most of the stuff, I think actually all of it is in the Midwest, so to speak, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri. We are going to be branching out soon, hopefully next year, and we're going to be able to do some bigger trips in some different places. I think Texas was a bit of a stretch last year. It required a lot of time off and a ton of planning and all sorts of stuff, funding, all that good stuff. So we try to stay in the Midwest so that we can really maximize our time and really make the best trip possible. So that's what we're doing right now, but we're definitely interested in the next, year for sure, kind of branching out and going more out west, especially, Arizona, where they've got some awesome stuff, Utah, Moab. We definitely want to get out there, where all the hot spots are, for camping.
Yeah, the popular spots seem to be where the higher elevations are. Everybody everybody loves the mountains.
Yep.
Now tell us about your board. You mentioned your board. Who is on this board and how is that ran?
So the board consists of myself as the president of the organization, and then Jordan Bardwell, who is the vice president, and then Jared as well as the treasurer. And then we have two veterans on our board. James Castione, he is our veterans liaison. So he's usually the guy that, has all the conversations with the veterans and kind of feels them out, if you will, for lack of better terms, and builds that connection initially. And then we just brought on our newest member, AJ Boyer. He is our events director, and he's taken some of the weight off of my shoulders with all the planning of events. And he served in the Army National Guard, and he's going to help us out with all the event planning and getting these veterans connected with us so we can plan these events around kind of what they're doing and all that good stuff.
Awesome. I love it.
Excuse me.
Well, I want to encourage anybody who's listening or watching, if you know a veteran out there, and I've already got two in my mind already, that you think would benefit from this, give them the information. And the website is OscarMikeOverland.com.
Org.
.org.
Okay.
We are
.org.
official.
Okay.
Yep.
OscarMikeOverland.org.
Yep.
And have them check it out and encourage them if they need some help them out. But that on the move, that's what they or get moving. Isn't that right? Get moving.
On the move. Yep.
On the move. Okay. So what do they click on in the top right corner if they're interested in going on one?
It'll be the take action.
Take action. Okay.
Yep. And
Awesome.
then if you're interested in donating as well, there's a spot for you to donate that. And then those proceeds go directly to our mission.
Excellent.
So is there a place for people to volunteer? I mean, how would anybody that wants to volunteer? I've seen, several comments here, people that volunteer, and how would they get in contact with you?
Yeah, this year, especially after last year, and everyone kind of saw that what we were doing and how great we were helping veterans and like how much it helped them. We've had a lot of people want to volunteer. And so this year, actually just a couple weeks ago, we introduced the Oscar Mike Overland community group on Facebook. And we've kind of pushed everyone to go join that Facebook group and help us out with if they want to volunteer for an event or they want to lead a trail or they have some good GPS coordinates for a nice camp spot somewhere. We can kind of link up with them and help create events through the group, through people that want to volunteer, So if I can go on a trip, but Jared can, and I get some other guys that can't, I can reach out on the group, say, hey, we need some extra rigs, to help out on this trip and get some veterans on the move. I can reach out to those guys that have made themselves, known in the group as wanting to help. and we can make something happen.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool too if you know somebody who is in need of this. There's no reason that I can't bring that person along and go on a trip with you, and that way they'll feel more comfortable
Right.
knowing somebody, and then branch off and meet new friends, and that would just be even better. So it's if you want to volunteer, bring somebody who needs this. That would be the best way you could volunteer. I think it's a great deal. I love how you're getting out there and showing these guys that there is a better way to live life than just sitting around the house. A lot of them just in depression, feeling sorry for themselves, don't have any friends, don't have anybody to talk to, don't have any family or whatever. They're out there, and just finding them is the hard part. So if you know somebody, I encourage you to have them go to the website and kick that off.
Yep.
Now, with your schedules, since you all have full-time jobs, how hard is it for you all to get together and plan a trip? Do you have to do it way in advance?
Yeah, so we just rolled out our 2022 schedule this week, earlier this week, Monday or Tuesday, I think it was. And those are all our events that we're going to do planned for the year. Pretty much we plan to do all of them unless something major comes up, and we're open to adding more events to that. So, I mean, we're just trying to hit some 3-day camping trips, and then also do some 1-day off-road trips, locally, and get some guys out and feed them a meal and just hang out with them and stuff like that.
So what would be your biggest need right now? Would it be volunteers or donations or what? Does it depend on the type of ride and who's going and what's needed, or?
Probably a little bit of both, honestly. We could definitely use help in regards to like branching out and getting some intel on, camp spots and trails, especially down in the Ozark National Forest and Mark Twain. I mean, I've been a few times to each of those, and I've got some good stuff mapped out. But if somebody has some intel of some really solid spots, I see, Rick's down there commenting about Winslow, places like that. If you guys have intel and want to share some, solid spots or trails, feel free to hop in on the Oscar Mike Overland group on Facebook and share some of that information with us. And maybe we can coordinate an event on that. And of course, we couldn't do this without funding and donations from you guys as well. So that never goes unnoticed,
That's true.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Tony's showing off his map.
I've got the spots.
Yep. And then
I would love to pitch in and help any way I can. So, yeah.
And then
Definitely.
something new that we're doing this year for all the veterans that go on a trip with us is something called Operation Provision. So it's basically that every single veteran, they go on a trip with us, they kind of, in their questionnaire and everything, there's a question in there that they answer of basically like a category of gear that they most need that they don't have. And that's whenever we kind of rely on our sponsors and everything to help donate some of those items. That way, once a veteran goes on one of our trips, they get to sign a flag that we'll have. That's an OMO flag. We keep it with us on all of our trips. So any veterans that's on a trip gets that. They also get presented with a challenge coin. And then they also get an actual physical, tangible item that is something that they would need.
Yep.
As well as the actual physical experience of being on one of our trips.
So I've actually done a trip kind of like this. It was similar with the sheepdog. Actually, we took some veterans on a snowmobiling trip up in Wyoming, and it was amazing. I mean, there were guys riding snowmobiles with one arm, no legs. They were just out there having the time of their life, and you could tell that it changed them that week. You could see how they showed up, and then you could see them at the end of the week, and their attitude and their whole demeanor just changed. Yeah. So have you seen results like that on some of your trips?
I think so. Especially in regards to like building friendships with the people that we've taken out. All the guys that we've gone with or, done something with, we're all friends on Facebook and we stay in contact, of some sort. And we'll chat here and there and just stay up to date on, what's going on. And I think the biggest question we get from the guys is, when's the next trip? When can I go again? Yeah.
That's good. Well, when I was out there, we would sit at dinner and we would talk to these guys kind of the way you do around the campfire. And one of the guys, he was in the Marine Corps. He was stationed in Iraq. And, I asked him, I said, when do you struggle? And he told me, he said on this date, I think it was July the 22nd. July the 22nd is when I struggled. He said, I had to shoot a kid. And he said, I have to live with that the rest of my life. So all of us leaders put it on our calendar and our phone as a reminder to call him on that day. And that is the follow-up that we did. And that was, with you staying in touch with these guys and creating a group where you're visiting with them all the time. That's matters as much as the trips that you take on, because you're actually keeping in touch with them. Maybe they'll come on another one. Maybe they'll have some story to share with you about how you changed their life. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Even if it's a veteran that we meet, like even at a restaurant that doesn't necessarily go on a trip with us, we're there to listen. We're there to help them out in any way that we can. Like Kayla and I, we go to a regular Mexican restaurant and everything that we go to all the time. And we ended up running into a veteran and everything. And then he saw the metal band on my wrist, which are typically for POW MIA people. But mine actually says 22 lives a day on it. And that caused him to start up a conversation with us. And that's whenever we found out like a big story that he had from the military and everything. And it was actually extremely heartbreaking and everything. And he even told us like he had thought about committing suicide. So it's just like, he wasn't on a trip with us or anything, but I was still able to connect with him and then like be there for him and listen to him.
Yeah. Wow.
Very cool.
So I saw Richard's comment and he may have not heard, but so we actually do give out challenge coins to all the vets that go on trips with us with our logo right there. And on the back, it's a little reminder that 22 veterans a day take their own life. Yeah. So challenge coins are especially big for the military guys. And even in my background, I've got a nice little collection that I've collected over the years. And so we try to give them something that they can remember us by, not just going on the trip and having fun, but they can put that on their challenge coin wall, or store it wherever they store it. I've just got this little American flag, miniature chest that I keep all mine in. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, it's not just an event that you're providing. It's actually sometimes it may be a new start. It may be a new life. And that's admirable for that. Well, I want to talk about your upcoming trips that you have planned for 2022, 2023, however far out you have them planned. But we're going to take just a little bit of break and remind ourselves where we're at, because sometimes I forget.
Hi, this is Jerry from Temple Tusk. This is Aaron with Artemis Overland Hardware.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kara from Ozark Overland Adventures.
I'm Adam with Oki Overland.
I'm Tate with Overland Spices.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Drew with the Rock Squatch Designs, here with the Rock Squatch.
This is Jeff. Bad I could drink a cup.
Hi, I'm Julie, the Overlander next door.
And I'm Phil from Down to Mob.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
BROfessor.
Bats.
Bats.
Bat. Crazy.
BROfessor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Team BROfessor Bats and Friends.
The BROfessor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Sponsored by Artemis Overland Hardware in Springfield, Missouri. More Expo. Tackform Mounts. Trail Rated Coffee. Linson Solar. Howling Moon Tents and Awnings. Big Iron Overland Rally, June 10th through the 12th in West Mineral, Kansas.
Mountain Hatch, Lifesaver Water Filters, MC Ranch Overland, Snowmaster Fridges, EcoFlow, Timbo Tusk, Dynamics Lighting, and our good friends at Midland Radio. Thank you for joining our show. No pros, just bros on this show. Thank you for being here. Here we go. All right. So we know that you're going to Big Iron Overland Rally, which is next month. Yep. What do you have planned after that?
Well, we've actually got one event before that. We're going to
that's coming up soon.
We're going to do a guided trail at Kansas Rocks on the 14th. It's a night run. So from like 7 to midnight, we're going to go down there. We're going to try to get a couple vets to go with us and just go off-roading at K-Rocks for the evening. Night wheeling is always fun. It throws in its own little wrenches and makes it a little more complex, but we're looking forward to it. And then actually 4 days after that, on the 18th of May this month, we are doing the Vietnam Veterans Traveling Wall Escort. So a local group here in KC that is a veterans group, they have invited us as Oscar Mike Overland to aid in their escort of the Vietnam Veterans World War I Memorial. And so we're gonna help escort them with the help of Missouri State Highway Patrol, and we're gonna take it all the way from the Gales Harley Davidson in Grandview, Missouri, to the World War I museum up in KC.
Very cool.
So we're doing that.
Wow.
Then, of course, we got Big Iron, second weekend of June. Looking forward to that. We will be there. Look for us. Thank you for the beard compliment.
Except for Tony, babyface Tony.
No, I'm still going to be there, though. Me and my rookie beard are going to be there.
Hey, that's all right.
Maybe Aaron can shave off some of his and give it to you. I mean, Aaron's got a pretty nice beard going.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron, I got serious beard envy when it comes to Aaron.
Serious. I'll get some of his and weave it in.
We've got a 3-day trip later in June. Probably gonna head out to Lake Jacomo, just a little local lake here, and do some camping. Then we've got another Kansas Rocks night run, second weekend of July. And then last weekend of July, the 22nd through the 24th, we're gonna head out to Lassines Lake. If you guys are familiar, it is the lake that has the not nuclear, but the power plant on it for Evergy. And so the lake is literally like warm year round. It's really cool. But they
Does it glow at night?
Because yes, it glows. That's what I was getting to. So it can be frustrating, but if you flip your tent around and block it, with that one side, you'll be fine. But the entire plant, I mean, there's probably a million lights because they light it up at night. Like every 3 feet, there's an LED, bright white LED light. And it's like probably half mile, 3/4 mile into the lake. So it's out there. I've got some really cool pictures. If you guys want to see those pictures, Colin Powers with Powers 4x4 actually took them. And I if I can find them, I'll share them on the Oscar Mike page. So yeah, we're going to do a little 3-day trip out there. Right now we've only got one thing in August. So if anybody wants to do something in August, let us know. We're going to go out to Hillsdale State Park and do some camping. September, we're looking at doing, a little camping trip at Smithville Lake. So it's a little further north of Kansas City. And then, on the last, I think it's the last weekend. It's the 24th, the weekend of the 24th in September. We're going to link up with the Lady Overlander radio, and we're going to do a women's veterans retreat.
Yes,
that's going to be a blast. We're going to go. We haven't got all the details figured out on that one, but stay tuned. We're going to get it figured out soon. I just chatted with Misty yesterday evening in regards. It'll be a women's veterans retreat. We're going to do some camping, probably some fishing, some kayaking, and a super relaxed. We're going to do a little trail run guided by Oscar Mike through the Ozark National Forest. I think is kind of what we got planned now, is to do it in the Ozark National Forest. So stay tuned on all the details on that. If you guys know a veteran that is a female that would love to go on that needs something like that, let me know. Shoot me an email, dakota@oscarmikeoverland.org. Reach out on Facebook, do something, get me in contact. Would love to work out the details with you on that. And then, of course, in October, we're going to Rendezvous. Everyone loves Rendezvous.
And
we
don't make plans in Rendezvous in October because, we're not going to interfere with Rendezvous.
Yeah, so we're actually going to do something fun this year. We did it last year. We did 2 trail runs, guided trail runs by Oscar Mike Overland. We had like 11 or something crazy rigs. I don't even remember.
Wow.
And we did a night run and a day run, and we're going to do the same thing this year. We're going to do the Car Wash Falls route, forward and backwards. Probably during the morning we'll go forward, and then, or probably for the day trip we'll go forward, and then for the night trip we'll go backward or something. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so if you guys are interested and you're going to be at Rendezvous and want to come hang out with us, we're going to do some guided trails. Night run's going to be especially fun. It was a blast last year.
I mean, even trying to turn 11 rigs around in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I bet that was a challenge.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had a tree that fell on the road and it was impassable. And some of the road had washed out. So we ended up having to turn around. And I think we kind of honestly got lost. I say we, it was me. I was leading the trail. Okay. And
so I got lost. They were following you. They knew exactly where they were.
Yeah. So I got lost, and we had to try to turn 11 rigs around on a trail, and it was a mess. But we did it, and nobody died, nobody got injured, nobody had any vehicle, injuries or anything like that. It was great. And then our last event that we've got planned before the super cold weather hits, November, Kansas Rocks is hosting a Veterans Day weekend marathon of off-roading. So we're going to go down there, probably camp for the weekend and take some vets out. Veterans get in free, can wheel all day until like 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock. And we're going to do a 3-day event down at Kansas Rock. So everything's pretty local. We want to try to impact as many vets as we can instead of doing like 3, big 5-day trips. We're trying to do some smaller stuff that's more local so I can get more of my guys involved and we can get more veterans involved, so there's more opportunities for us to help veterans.
Very cool.
And then all those events will be posted up on our website by next week.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I want to show everybody your website real quick and pop this up there. If I can. Yeah, this is your homepage for your website. This is oscarmikeoverland.org. This is where you can contact, meet everybody, see the mission, who they are, the events that Jared says will be up on there in the next week. The swag is on there, so you can go on here and you can get hats, patches, slaps, decals. Everybody in this chat except me has one of the Oscar Mike hats on. So, I guess I need to get one of those. So
you just got to scroll down a little bit. There.
Yeah, there you go. Oscar Meyer.
Yeah, Oscar Meyer right there. I was looking at that when I said that, and wish I was an Oscar Meyer wiener right now. And you can get slaps and decals and shirts as well. But what I really wanted to show everybody was up in this top right-hand corner. If you click on that Take Action, that's where it goes, and where it says, are you a veteran? You has a form to fill out, how you can help, contact, or donate, and spread the word through Facebook or Instagram. So that is pretty much a rundown of the website where you can go on there, see everything that you're doing, and actually take action to be able to help. Now we have Michael comes on pretty much the show every week. He says, I'm a veteran. How do I join your group to help get vets here in the Northeast out and
on the move?
On the move. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. You got me right there. So, So somebody has this question and they're not near you, and they want to do something like this in a different area. What do you tell them?
So this is why we introduced the Facebook group, so that we could connect with some of the people that may not be necessarily local. So we can try to do an Oscar Mike event in other locations where us team members may not be available. We can try to coordinate with somebody who may have a connection with a local group of veterans and want to do a trip, and we could try to sponsor that trip for them and coordinate with them. So yeah, Michael, I would get on Facebook if you have it. If not, reach out to me directly through the OscarMikeOverland.org website. But if you've got Facebook, go to your search bar. It's Oscar Mike Overland Community. It'll be the American flag, black logo on there. Join that group and just make an introduction and let us know what you're trying to do, and we'll try to connect you with other people in that area if you're not already connected. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it'd be really difficult for us to here, in Kansas City, to go all the way out to, the Northeast. I assume, somewhere up by, New York or somewhere in the Carolinas or whatever. It'd be really hard for us to be able to do that, being that, like I said, we have to fund this somehow, and we all have full-time jobs, and it's 100% volunteer. But we're trying to branch out and make that connection with people in those areas that we're unable to physically reach. We're trying to make a presence known in those areas, and I think we're just kind of learning. We just kicked off that group literally like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So it's going to be a learning curve. But if you're not necessarily, local to us, but you want to help out, be a volunteer and be a part of what we're doing, reach out to us, create some, post and engage with people on the group. And we will try to make something happen, whether we have to sponsor an event or, something.
Yeah.
It may not be the right situation for you guys, but like you're familiar with lady-owned Toyotas. Mm-hmm. They have ambassadors in many states. So maybe this grows into a situation where you guys have, representatives in every state or regionally that can coordinate that.
That's exactly what we're trying to do with the Facebook group, is make a presence in those places where we can't reach physically, but we can maybe create a branch of Oscar Mike or, some sort of group in other places. And we have guys in that area who lead that, vicariously through us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the More Expo and everything, we had a bunch of people come through our booth and everything and just ask, like, how can they help out and everything. And, like, wanting to volunteer their time or their rigs to take veterans out and everything like that. So that really made us kind of think bigger picture and like, how can we utilize the tools that we have now to be able to provide that? And that's why we came up with the Oscar Mike Overland Community Facebook group, is that's more of like an open forum to where then, like, if someone says, hey, I'm not doing anything tomorrow night and I'll be down in the Ozarks, anyone want to go wheeling, it helps bring that camaraderie together for that. Mm-hmm. And it ranges anyone from veterans that are in that group to non-veterans, all people wanting to help out.
So that group is for anybody. That's for supporters. That's for veterans. That's for volunteers. That's for everybody. Yep. And you're just creating this place for everyone to be able to communicate together. Correct?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Yep. I saw Misty's on here, and I wanted to reiterate what you said earlier. One of my best friends in the whole world from Lady Overlander Radio. She's always trying to think about how to incorporate the females in a male-driven overlanding world. So you partnering with her and doing this run for female veterans, that blows my mind. That's freaking awesome, because that's really not something that a lot of people think about is female veterans. I mean, I can't imagine being a female veteran because they get left out of everything. And so having this, and tell us again when that's going to be.
Oh, it's the weekend of the 24th in September.
Okay.
That's when we've planned. I think it's the 24th, 25th, 26th, I believe. Don't quote me. I'm not looking at hold on. I am looking at it now. But yeah, it's the 24th. And we haven't, like I said, all the details aren't set in stone yet. We're still working on ironing all that stuff out. We actually just spoke in regards to the event last night and tried to set it up. So we're going to make something happen for sure.
I love it. That's just a couple of weeks in front of Rendezvous, so that'll be a perfect time of the year, especially in this area. That's when we have suffered for so long with the heat and humidity, and we're finally getting a break. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So that's I love that time of the year, and man, that'll be incredible. That's awesome. Well, if somebody's out there, they may be listening. They're going to listen to the podcast in the future and say, I'm a veteran and I'm listening and I'm on the fence about this. What would you say to me if I'm just sitting there just thinking about doing this?
Don't hesitate to reach out. We're ugly, but we're friendly. And we will make an event happen. We will make time for it. We try not to expel anybody from any of our events. We try to be totally inclusive of everyone. So we will make something happen eventually. We're a bunch of just laid back, mostly bearded men that you just want to hang out and have fun. And it's going to be a good time. I promise.
Well, I want everybody to know, no matter what you, where you live, what you've gone through, you're not alone. There are people out there who want to help, and they want to help you for genuine reasons. And that's one reason why I love these guys and what they do, because it's a genuine thing. They give of their time and take away from their families and go and help these veterans who are in need of companionship or just some kind of a presence, somebody to talk to, somebody to listen. And that's what this is. And we all know, if you go camping, you do any kind of overlanding, the best place in the world is sitting around a campfire.
Oh yeah.
That is the number one therapeutic place in the world for me. And if it's that way for me, I can't imagine what it would be for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of our veterans that volunteers for us, James Castione, he's got a good little saying that he's kind of dubbed over the past couple of years of doing this, is that a lot of these guys, they don't want to sit around in a feeling circle and talk about their feelings. So we kind of give them a platform around a campfire to hang out and bullshit and talk when they want to talk or not talk, and, share whatever they might be going through if they're comfortable doing so. I mean, there's no pressure when we go out, off-roading camping, which is kind of the point. We want to take your mind off things and give you a relaxing environment to just hang out and have fun and not think about things. But at the same time, we're also open to the conversation. And James and AJ are solid dudes who've got a lot of experience and more than happy to, talk with you guys and hang out and just have fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. That is cool. Well, guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on, taking time out of your days away from your family and coming on and sharing with us what you do. Looks like the wife is home.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying hi. That's why we do it live. That's why we do it live. You never know what's going to happen. So anyway, what?
I had one thing I wanted to add. If you're a veteran in Springfield, this Saturday is Artemis Rigs and Coffee. Come find one of us. Joey and I will be there.
Yeah, we'll get you hooked up with these guys. And we'd love to, because that'd be awesome. But yeah, Rigs and Coffees will be this Saturday at Artemis. We will be there and having a good time and showing off some rigs. And I won't be making any modifications to my vehicle. I promise.
We'll be making
show up and drink coffee. Well, hey, I'm so glad that everybody came and joined us tonight.
Yes.
I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you learned something. And I hope you thought about a veteran out there that may be in the need of something like this. And I hope you point them in the direction of Oscar Mike and send them to the website, www.oscarmikeoverland.org. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful week. Hope you live the best life you possibly can, because you only have a little time left. Look out for number 1 and don't step in number 2. Have a good day. Join us next week.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Boom.
BROfessor and friends.
2022.
Woo-woo. Thank you for watching.
Professor Bats and Friends.
BROfessor, Bats and Friends.
BROfessor.